To Cooking with Cleo. We are so excited to get started today, aren't we, Cleo? She's looking at all the prep. So there's a lot of prep involved in this recipe particularly, but that is okay. I will show you. We will get through it together, okay? So I will show you what you need to have out. We have 2 thawed chicken breasts. You can use more. The recipe typically calls for 3 to 4 chicken breasts, but only 2 of us eat chicken in this house, because there's me, Nathan, and Cleo. So anyways, you're gonna need a bowl mix of cornstarch and flour, and you're gonna need some eggs. I've already whisked mine together. Now, we also have brought out the ingredients for the sauce, which I will whisk together right now before we go into anything else. This is gonna be a sweet and sour chicken recipe. We're gonna serve it with rice and some vegetables. So, first things first, I don't like using more bowls than necessary. So I'm going to go ahead and mix my sauce right into my pan. And let's get started. We are going to put a 1/4 cup of ketchup in our pan. This is cutting it close with this ketchup. We can do other recipes later that will involve other sorts of Asian sauces, but this is a really good one. It's a easy impress your friends dish. We're gonna add 1/2 cup of sugar to this. I know that's a lot of sugar. You can easily decrease it. The flavor will be slightly different, but it won't change the cooking at all. I didn't put a whole 1/2 cup in there because sometimes we don't need that much sugar. And then we are going to put a tablespoon of soy sauce in. I am totally comfortable eyeballing things, but if you're not comfortable eyeballing things, that's okay. Go ahead and get your measuring cups out. Go ahead and get your tablespoons and teaspoons out. It's going to be okay either way. Then we need rice vinegar. Now, you can use distilled. It will change the flavor a bit. This flavor is really good. It smells different than distilled vinegar. It's very different, but distilled vinegar gets the job done too. I have used distilled in the past, and it does turn out a little different, but honestly not too bad. And sometimes, because rice vinegar is a little more expensive, I even do like a half and half thing of the rice vinegar, and then I used just a little bit of distilled to top it up. So we're gonna do that today, and it'll be good. You can also use apple cider vinegar if you don't have either or you don't like either. Apple cider vinegar also turns out pretty good. I have tried that one as well. I actually make this recipe anytime I'm feeling Asian food because nobody can afford the prices of anything these days. We're also gonna add a tablespoon of garlic. Some people think that raw garlic in a sauce like this is just too intense, and I totally understand. I totally get where they're coming from. But in this case, it is going to be cooked down quite a bit, and it'll be in the oven for about an hour. So honestly, by the time you're done cooking, the garlic's had plenty of time to cook. So now we're going to grab our chicken, and we're going to cut them in cubes and place them directly into our flour and cornstarch mixture, okay? So we're cutting these chicken into cubes. I'm gonna bring you down so you can see me cutting. Oh, Cleo, don't touch that. Okay, so we're gonna cut into little tiny cubes. Not tiny cubes, that was bad. Like a large dice to an extra large dice. Just 1-inch cubes are good. I made them a little smaller than 1-inch cubes because I like smaller pieces of chicken. I feel like there's more chicken when that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it in our flour mixture. And then I have another breast I'm going to cut up. Now, we're going to take this chicken mixture. We're going to take the cornstarch and the chicken, and we're going to just mix it until it's coated evenly. You can mix it with your hands if that grosses you out. mix it with something else. You can put it in a plastic bag. I just don't have like a gallon size bag. That's what I usually do. I put it in a plastic bag and I shake the bag. You could put the lid on this and then shake it. I'm fine with getting dirty, but that's just me. Okay, now we're gonna wash our hands. Cleo's gonna wash her hands because she touched the chicken. Okay, so now we have set up our chicken. It's all in the cornstarch. We're gonna take it from the cornstarch mixture, put it in the egg mixture, and then we're gonna put it in this pot and brown both sides of the chicken. This oil is still heating up. You wanna make sure your oil is nice and hot before it goes in. Otherwise, A, it'll take longer to brown, and B, you won't get the nice crunch and crispiness that you want. Because this recipe is going in the oven, it's not gonna be like deep fried, like flavor. It's gonna have a little bit less of a crunch. But I think it's still really good, and it still works pretty well. And then after it comes out of the oil, once it's brown on both sides, I'll put it directly into the sauce that we have made. And then it'll go in the oven for an hour. So I will show you that process in just a minute once my oil is heated up. Cleo is now hanging out in her bouncer. I don't want her getting splashed by oil, so she'll be supervising from afar now. And we are going to take it from the egg and put it right in the pan. Now, we want to hear a little bit of sizzling, so that piece was a little too early, and that's okay. Now we can start to see it sizzling. Now we want it to go in the pan like this immediately and sizzle. Okay, sometimes I can't perfectly control what's happening, so that's okay though. I'm not patient. Cleo's not patient, but we make it. So yeah, we'll just put all this chicken in. Okay, so you can see it's starting to get golden brown. You can go ahead and flip it. You can wait till it's a little more crispy. It's a little late, so I'm gonna go ahead and flip it now because once I pop them in the oven, it's gonna be an hour till dinner time and I'm hungry. So they're still pretty golden brown. And the next one will be browner just because the oil's already been heated up nicely. So that'll be good too. And we'll just keep going. And you'll do that with all your pieces of chicken. See, this is why I had to take Cleo out. It's popping on me, dang. So yeah, it will pop. Be careful of that. Now, because we have cooking time in the oven, it does not have to cook the chicken all the way through. As soon as this side is browned and this side is browned, you can throw it in, okay? So, this is not the case if you were not putting it in the oven, but we are. So we're gonna go ahead and take out the ones that are already browned on both sides. We'll give that stuff some time. Some of them need some more time. The nice thing about this dish is people are gonna think you put a lot more effort into this dish than you actually did. And the steps are kind of long and monotonous. But honestly, once it goes in the oven, this is really easy. And yeah. So I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll just show you when we're about to put it in the oven because there's no point in watching me flip for 7 hours. Chicken is browned, and now we're going to throw it in the oven. This recipe I usually put at 325 for an hour, but because it's a little later, I'm trying it at 350 for 40 minutes. So we'll see how that goes. And here we have the final product, our sweet and sour chicken. It is served over a lovely bed of the Cheaters fried rice. I make this fried rice by simply putting rice in a rice cooker with some frozen vegetables, some soy sauce, salt, pepper, and that's what I do. It's definitely not like real fried rice, but it's good enough. And it's super delicious with the sweet and sour chicken. Go ahead and garnish with your sesame seeds and your scallions. So much for watching this episode of Cooking with Cleo. Sorry, my editing skills are not great, but we're going to be on this journey together. Let me know if you liked this video by liking,
maybe even subscribing. Maybe. And let me know if you want to see more.